hope you're all really well. My name's Daisy. I'm here with another Marriage for Real video, and today I want to speak to newlyweds. You know, sometimes the first couple of years in marriage can be some of the hardest years and can come with a big shock. So, you know, you've got to marry, you've had an amazing wedding day. You know, you've gone off on honeymoon and you've had an amazing time. You guys have moved into your home together and everything is beautiful. And then often after a year, after 2 years, maybe after 3 years, things start to get really tense, really uncomfortable, a lot of conflict, a lot of arguments, and a lot of just not understanding each other. And sometimes you can be in a place of, what is going on? What happened to us, you know? So guys, it's very easy at this time to start to panic, to start to feel like, oh gosh, I've made the wrong mistake, I've made the worst mistake of my life, now I'm locked into this marriage. Maybe I made the wrong choice, maybe we were never meant to be together, maybe this was all a complete, huge mistake. And you go into panic mode, you start thinking about separation, you start thinking about divorce, you start thinking about running back home to your mum, you know? Everything just starts to turn. I want to assure you to just take a step back and calm down. This is a period that I like to term the meshing period. This is where all the sort of novelty and the newness has started to fade. This is the time when the reality of taking one complex human being and meshing them together to create one with another complex human being hits. You are a complete different person. You're wired in a different way. Your thought processes are different. You've come from a different background, different parents raised in a different home, and you are shaped and formed in a certain way. And somehow you have become one in the spirit with this other person when you got married, but now the reality of becoming one physically can be quite taxing, can be quite difficult. And I call it the meshing because it's almost as if you're trying to fight and figure in and move in and come close and find how you're actually going to come together as one physically, how you're actually going to mesh together with all those complexities and all those differences, how it's going to work together so that you guys can be united as one. And that's exactly what happens at this period. It really becomes apparent that you guys have to work hard now to build a unity, a physical unity. There's a unity in the spirit, but a physical unity takes some work. Now, what I don't want you to do is panic. This is something that happens to majority of couples. It's a natural process, and it's something that is important that you get through. But what I do want you to do is be aware of it, and I'm going to give you some tools of how to get through it successfully. Now listen, this is a great opportunity for you to really begin to understand your spouse, to understand them in a new way, to understand them on a whole new level. This is a great opportunity for you and your spouse to begin to lay the foundation for the rest of your marriage. Now, why do I say this? While you're in this meshing time, you're going to be finding out, wow, this is how he responds to this. This is how she responds to that. This is how she reacts in this certain situation. This is what she really can't take. This is her limitation in this area. This is his limitation in this area. This is what makes him smile. This is what irritates her. This is what brings out the best in him. This is what brings out the best in her. This is the time when you figure all that out in the midst of the tension and the shifting and the meshing. You're really learning. Now, if you take this time to sit back and observe, you know, every time you guys come to a junction where it's a bit difficult, there's a bit of conflict, if you take the opportunity to learn and say, right, how does my spouse react in this time? What motivates them? How do I get the best out of them? What's their decision making process like? You know, do they take a while to make a decision, or are they quite snappy like me? How do they like me to approach them? This is when you learn these things. How do I approach my spouse in the best way to get the best reaction to them? What are they like in the mornings? You know, is it the best time in the morning? Are they best after work? Are they best at night time? What makes my spouse tick? You know, you will find all these things out during the meshing period. This is the time. You know, what are my spouse's strengths? What are they particularly strong at? And what are their weaknesses? What are the areas that, you know, if I ask them to, or if I move them in this area, or if I ask them to do this particular thing, this is where they're not quite strong. You know, the only way you find this out is by going through it. You go through it, you get a bit disappointed, you get a few shocks, you know, you get a bit upset, you can get a bit angry, you know. But this is when you learn. As long as throughout this time you are learning, then this time of meshing can actually be a positive time. It can actually be a positive time of opportunity. And as well as learning, the other thing that you really need to do is to make sure that you are sowing the right seeds. So this is the time when you guys start to teach each other and begin to build the foundation of how you respond to things, how you handle situations, how you communicate. So during this time when there's a bit of tension, if your first thing is to start shouting and screaming each time, then that's the seed that you're sowing into your marriage, and that is what you're teaching yourselves on how you handle conflicts. This is your opportunity to get to understand your spouse in a deeper way, on a deeper level, you know. So don't be scared of this time of meshing. You know, you can almost compare it with what the Lord says in regards to going through a refiner's fire. This meshing period will now take you to the next level in your relationship, because you will have a new understanding and a new approach to your spouse and to your marriage, and how you guys work in unity. It will bring you closer together in unity if you hold on. If you hold on and you don't give up and you push through it the right way, it will actually bring you closer together. Trust me on that. All right, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos with hints and tips on how you can have an amazing, beautiful and wonderful marriage. And also follow me on Facebook at Marriage for Real with Daisy Chirac.